Moo and welcome to the Pinktron. I am Craig Martin. I am joined this evening, afternoon, night, by Steph Etienne. Steph, what are you drinking?
After last week's imposter Sprite, now I have the normal Sprite, the actual Sprite.
Excellent. And also joining this week, we have John Keenan. John, what are you drinking?
I am just going simple with a cup of tea after that humiliating race.
Okay. So I am being the designated non-boring person of the week with my growler can of Pool
That is a
Boy
big can.
Ultra. That is a massive can. I'm going to pour this into my commemorative stein here. But
Yeah.
yeah, that is so they in COVID they started doing growler cans instead of filling bottles.
Is it
Uh,
like 700 milliliters or
No, no,
what?
this is just shy of a liter,
It's a
946.
liter. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, seem to be
So,
a very big bottle.
yeah. So anyway, that is yeah, I was down in Alma, New Brunswick, um with the family and visited the Holy Whale Brewery and yeah, grabbed myself one of these Pool Boy and my wife loved the
And you
name, so
got
she got me merch. So I am wearing
okay. Commemorative
Boy
shirt. Yeah.
t-shirt. Yeah. So
Sweet.
anyway, that's kind of what I did yesterday. Headed out down the coast to a little bit of exploring with the family.
Fun.
So first things first, exploring the hell of the North. We have for Herd Summer Racing League. Wow, that is a course. So Steph and I did the broadcast, and John, you raced it, so we can all talk
Uh,
knowledgeably about this one. John, how did
I don't
that
know. I
feel?
don't know if you'd call racing it what I did, but I rode it. That was that was a humbling experience. I felt really good after last week's 12 laps in downtown Dolphin. But okay, getting a little fitness built up here. And I don't know if it was a combination of just doing a lot of things or that I did some leg presses just yesterday that probably should have done a fewer of them, but I was not ready for the intestines and the madness that went on in this Cat C group because they just hit it and hit it hard, and I was totally caught on the back foot. And yeah, the group split up, and there was no way we were going to bridge. So I just rode the rest of it with Ollie and Lyons and Lisa from. No, Lisa wasn't even in the group. She went ahead.
Yeah,
There was one other person. There were about four of us, and we just raced each other.
yeah. So you guys did jump some points too on the
We did jump some points. Yeah, yeah, because we were able to like draft off each other, and everybody was hitting the sprints pretty hard. But
yeah.
yeah, we were
Yeah,
not going to be catching the group in front of us, even with the help of, I think, some bees came through right before the last sprint. Tried to hang on, but didn't make it through the sprint. And then, yeah, then it was just climb up as fast as you can.
yeah. We're doing the broadcast and we was commenting. Oh, the herd people are doing the tail gunning gate, but it was the wrong move in the intestine because some a lot of our herd contingent got caught off guard by that surge
Well,
in the
I
intestine.
mean, these HSRL races usually settle down after a minute, right? Everybody goes out kind of hard, settles down, everybody kind of bunches up, and then we wait for that first sprint. And I'd even done my warm up on this route, thinking, okay, where's that first sprint? It's whatever it was, 5.9 or 6 kilometers in. So I'm gonna have some time, okay. But I was on a workout, so I didn't really notice the up and down undulations of the intestines. It didn't even register in my brain because I was checking other things.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it was humbling.
Yeah. No, that's I would say, John, that it wasn't even necessarily that the group went so hard that you got dropped. You were in the wrong place in the group when somebody put in a
Yes.
little bit of a push,
Yeah.
and you just weren't able to make up the split
Yeah.
because the group stretched and then it pulled back together, and there's always
And there's a
holes
big
when that
enough
happens.
draft. Yeah.
And you just, I think you might have been just a little slow to notice what had happened, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden there's a 2 second gap, and that's
Yeah.
a
It's
lot.
what I would like to ride again because yeah, I think I could do much better placement wise than this. I mean, I did okay on the sprints,
Yeah.
as okay as I normally do, but yeah.
Well, and for anybody in the lead group ish, um, basically the points on this one work out to half sprints and half the climb with the way the finish line points go, because for that lead
Mm,
group, essentially,
yeah,
the climb is the finish.
right,
So,
right. Your placement is going to be probably your placement on the climb. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, and it was a really interesting course. I think the time gaps worked almost perfectly. I think the C's got the D's right after the third sprint when exiting the little roundabout, and the B riders caught that group at the start of the climb, and
yeah.
basically the top B rider and the top A rider, because the A's went through it as well, excluding our potentially cheating A guy that
Yeah.
that went off the front. I think the regular first of the C's, B's, and A's were like 30 seconds maybe apart on the climb. That was it all came together on that final section of the climb.
Yeah, it was close. No, that was really interesting with the bees catching that CD group right at the because they were, crossing the start line of the climb. I think they were something like between 5 and 10 seconds back. It
Yeah,
was it was really close. And then that first part of the climb is pretty draftable, so and then so Kaz and Esley from the Seas hooked onto that B group and were able to break away. So yeah, it was very interesting.
well, I would say survived to be the onslaught because it was bodies everywhere.
Yeah.
And what mentioned, I think strong A group, they never caught the B group. Yeah, there was one A guy, but the way he or she rode was looking at her watts per kilos freaking all over the place, all over 8 watts per kilos for multiple sections. It would look dodgy. Not on ZwiftPower anyway, but it was. But yeah, it was a hell of a battle. The sprints were some nice sprints.
Yeah. No, that was really good. So I know the big D battle, the same thing happened where none of the ATP crowd showed up for race one. Um,
Mm.
so I believe that Gorilla Brian and Jeff are both planning on racing race two to mess that up a little bit. So we'll see what
Every,
happens there.
everybody is searching their own race.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So anyway, we'll see what happens there. And yeah, I think for reasons we'll discuss later, I am definitely planning on racing race three tomorrow morning and not race two like I had thought I might yesterday afternoon. So anyway,
uh,
that is, I
Yeah,
think, close
we'll
to that.
yeah, we'll probably also do race 3 or race 6. And we're now into race 7 out of 8. So the people with six events in, there are not many per category, but they will see potentially their score drop because of the people with 1 or 2 races behind catching up. Or so yeah, will be interesting. I'm currently with four races out of 6. I'm almost at the top, almost at the front page. I'm at place 23. But yeah, should
Yeah,
be
so
a
I
fun.
guess as far as the four race riders, it's Kai and Stuart and Chris Greenland that are ahead of you. Stuart raced today.
Yeah, but yeah, Chris Greenland, he raced. He upgraded to B last week, so I don't know if he
No, so yeah,
will.
you're right. He's done. Yep.
So yeah, so yeah, and probably because I mentioned Sean Leary is now currently fifth with only 5 out of 6 races, or almost scoring a victory or a second place. So it should be a nice battle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and it's
I still have a an 11th and an 8th, or an 11th and a ninth, I think, counting. So I hope to drop that 11th out, but I did miss 1 week, so I need I need to ride this weekend and next weekend to be able to drop one of those two. But
yeah,
potentially I can gain 10 points there, which would be convenient because I am 10 points behind Cy Seymour for
yeah,
the best herd C.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
yeah. Well, this it's a fun course this week. I did it a couple of weeks when it was just the Z racing, so no points. So there's a different dynamic. But I'm a climby type, so if I can survive the sprints, which are getting better and better, I'm not a top sprinter in any regard, but doing HSRL now for 4 weeks, I can notice there's a little bit of improvement. Last week I was fifth overall in the sprints in our race 3 race. So yeah, and we'll and the next week will be a complete mystery because I haven't done the Alpine probably over a year and a half or something like that. Can't remember when the last time I did the Alp. So
Me neither. That'll be an interesting race. Yeah, I've never raced it, and I haven't ridden it in probably over a
well,
year.
I will probably ride it at the tempo I can get, and we'll see how I stack to other people because it's that I will probably mainly be a race against yourself with some riders around you, a lot of riders around you.
Yeah, I've got no data on ZwiftPower.
For Petty KOM,
No, for the Alp.
oh, for the Alp, yeah, the Alp is going to be interesting. Yeah, I'm looking at Petty KOM. I'm not going to be anywhere near my best times. Um, but in May, I had a 6:14, which in today's race, I think would have gotten me third. So,
There you go.
Yeah, my best time set in that race a couple of weeks ago. Going Swiss racing as at 6:49 as a low to mid C. So yeah, I think
yeah. Well, that
I will do.
6:14 was in a ladder race. So, yeah, I hadn't hit any sprints, but
Yeah,
we were also, it was not an overly easy ladder race to that point with a bunch of attacks, as I remember. So,
yeah, mine was also in scratch race, but wasn't that hard. But there were a couple of jabs, like in the intestines, people sped up a couple of the uphill sections where our little group, several people, well, got kicked out of the group or dropped out of the group. So yeah, but definitely we'll give this a go. Should be interesting with the sprints.
Yeah.
We'll see how we'll tackle that first quote unquote sprint at 750 meters sprint. Probably tail gun it and stay with the group and go on the last draggy bits uphill false flat section until the finish, probably, because 750 meters is too long to go full ham.
Yeah. So I gotta say, looking at the race we just called, that first sprint was tough because the guys that were really tail gunning it off the back, um, they didn't catch the riders that sprinted from the group. So it's a hard one. It's a hard one. And yeah, definitely for the second sprint and the third one, having the steamroller was big.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so ideally you want to get steamroller, draft truck, steamroller, I think is your desired power up sequence.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and we're saying some people didn't really like DCAS wasn't really at that final sprint, balloon sprint, but I think when we ended our broadcast and went on Discord with the D category, Bill Raggett's made a pretty good thing is that you probably still want to go for it, but maybe not full out because you have a minute less than around a kilometer after that you start a petite KOM where people will go ham anyway, so
yeah.
might
The fourth sprint
you
might be
might want
one to if you're looking to win the climb, taking a step back on the fourth sprint might be the smart play. Um, if you're looking to maximize your points and think you're probably going to get dropped by the lead guys on the climb anyway, that might be your opportunity to beat the lead guys on the
yeah
fourth sprint
yeah
when they take it a little bit easier. So
yeah
yeah, there's
yeah
a little bit of what are you going to do there? So it's an interesting game problem here. Anyway, so there we are. So next we have our HBR race for this weekend is
the classic Tick Tock because we're end of the month
yep, end of
as
the month
always.
Tick Tock.
Again, the four bands that were introduced were established last week and some slightly modifications, and I think every band does just one lap of Tick Tock, which is 19K-ish. We discussed it many times: desert, Golden Saddle Springs, water tunnels, out of the water tunnels, back to the desert, Fuego Fat Sprint. Couple of points where you might not win the race, but you might lose it with Golden Saddle Springs, the water tunnel, followed by the draggy bit up to the desert. If you feel frisky, panache attack in the desert, or if you want to do it really long, go out in the water tunnels, but that's a long way. But if you see you might not have a sprint, the best sprint, you might want to try it there and maybe drop a couple of the people with higher sprint wattage, break the group, and maybe up your chances a bit. But yeah,
Yeah, I on that one I think what you're trying to do, so if you don't have a sprint and you're trying to drop the better sprinters, what you want to do is go hard, but not all out of the tunnels, and then keep going hard
Yeah,
all the way to the Titans Grove turnoff,
yeah,
and hopefully you'll end up having dropped some sprinters and be in a smaller group at that point.
yeah,
Um, the other thing to do would be somewhere in between the start pens and where you pull onto the Tempest Fugit turnaround loop.
yeah,
Somewhere in that range, if you have two or three others that you can work together with, might be a group attack. So sprint away from the group, like at full sprint, and then set up a team time trial type rotation, and stay away from the rest of the group. So, like little tactics like that. But you've got to be awfully strong to stay
yeah,
away solo, even from the start pens.
yeah,
With
So,
the band so close together, yeah. Like
yeah.
yeah,
Well,
you're very well
even just to stay ahead, um,
yeah,
from a group of two or three,
mhm.
because I remember finishing a race. So at that same finish, but I think it was Big Foothills, but regardless, it's that same finish.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
from from the turn out towards the desert, I knew I had somebody who was tied with me on points because this was in an HSRL, in a group behind me, and they had a teammate and another rider with them. And it because I think I had 25 or 30 seconds at that point, but
Wow.
I think I only won it by six. They were
yeah,
coming the whole time,
Yeah.
and like this was 2 hours. That it was big foothills, full
yeah,
Yeah,
course.
yeah. So you were
So
all out.
everybody's fatigued,
Yeah.
but it was a huge challenge to keep them off, and that was I basically gave up 25 seconds.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't think he had any more than I did at that point. I think it was the difference was the group, especially where one was a teammate, and I could definitely tell they were rotating. So
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, that's the thing. It's so hard to stay solo away from a group. If you can get even one other rider to go and
yeah,
alternate pulls with you and actually work together, it is impressive what you're able to do. So anyway, yeah, more things to try on TikTok, and HBR does it every month, so you'll have lots of chances to try new things. Moving on to the Stampede. This is the last weekend for our fun of Mountain Mash. Um, I admit I have not done an update on the league standings in a little bit. I'll do that later tonight. Um, but we've got a good number of results in there. So if you want to get your hat in the ring for Mountain Mash, this is the weekend to do it. Or if you've already done it once and want a better time or think you can do something different or better, this is the time to do it. So this weekend, Mountain Mash. And then we have for September, Stampede Challenge. Drum roll. We have Tempest Fugit. Sorry, it's not exciting, but it is a popular time trial route, and that is what we're going to do. So, you know, cards on the table. The big part of the rationale is that a popular trial route might get us enough riders to keep these event slots public for a while. So that's our hope, and we'll go from there. To salt the
What is
pot,
the what are we allowing bike upgrades?
yes.
Okay.
So yes, we are allowing bike upgrades. Now,
Okay.
this adds the little fun. So we are allowing bike upgrades in the Stampede challenge time slots. In the next round of the weekend series, which I think might be hair and not HSRL, but that's details. But we will do a time trial, and that time trial we already Marjolaine and I already talked. It will be Tempest Fugit, and same as we did last month with Macaron for July. It will count towards Stampede, but
Yeah,
I don't think we're going to have upgrades count in that one. So there's
yeah, probably.
an opportunity to get an advantage by going over and doing something in one of the other time slots.
Not that I have an upgraded time trial bike. I don't ride time trials very often. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, so the time trial bikes are riding time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So if you do some, easy
Just
zone
a,
one while watching a movie,
yeah.
you can
Or a
upgrade.
zone two workout to, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, or zone
Put
two.
some
Well,
time
yeah,
into it.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's just time. So, well, say your absolute easiest riding
Yeah.
can you can do on your time trial bike, and that is probably more effective for getting your upgrades, looking at the maximizing your upgrades,
Hmm.
than it is on your road bike that's looking at distance.
but first I need more drops to actually buy my, because I finally reached my level 5 in my Tarmac Castle 8 in last week's HSRL race, but I'm still like, I think now 40k drops to few to actually buy my upgrade.
Oh
And
no.
Oh, wow. Oh, no.
and and I still need, well, we'll talk about it later, but I still haven't got the DT Swiss wheels and now the new wheels that unlocked. So I'm still have a lot to go.
So I would say, Steph, get the DT Swiss wheels. The wheels are more of a difference than that fifth upgrade.
Yeah,
Yeah, go get those wheels and
but I've already got the non-disc version. It's the disc version I don't have.
yeah. Yeah, so actually you probably it's so close whether you use the disc or not for HSRL this weekend. But
Yeah.
the
Oh, okay.
the
I
disc
can
is
still use the Rainbows disc, which I think are the second best disc
they are.
wheels
Yeah.
after the DT Swiss.
Yep. No, they are. So yeah, but the gap between even the rainbow disc to the new DT Swiss, it's probably more than the 4 to 5 upgrade. I don't know. You could probably look it up.
Well, I'm still, if I wanted to have like 600 drops, and I think the upgrade is, I don't know, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
would it
So,
be?
Steph, just get on your time trial bike and ride it up the Alp. You'll get plenty of drops, plenty of
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Oh no,
yeah,
so that's where you use the Athos
yeah,
To
because
get the meters of climbing.
yeah,
yeah,
fully upgraded, the Athos is a significantly better climber than the
yeah,
fully upgraded SL8.
yeah.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, probably need to find either with a TT bike or to upgrade that. So with a, you don't have the draft, but if you stay around the same pace with the pacer bot, you get the drops anyway from because you're riding with the pacer
Yeah.
bot. But
Yeah.
would be handy if people could shove the help with lots of drops, with 30 million drops, to just send a few to the less fortunate.
Well, here's the thing. everybody give Stef ride-ons next time you see him riding in game.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
biggest thing you can do to help, actually.
yeah. I
Um,
know.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I learned because that's why I'm doing when I'm doing my warm up with the pacer bot. I'm doing my ride-ons, ride bombs, so I can get the ride-ons from them and get the the increased drops via that plus via riding with the pace bot. But yeah,
yeah,
it is what it is.
yeah, good stuff.
But yeah, it was a bit thing. Is yes, I got finally to level 5. Shit, I've I'm like still have like I'm 150k drops too short to buy it. Actually, buy the upgrade.
As
Oh
the
well.
saying goes, winter is coming. You will have time on the bike.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So moving on from Stampede Challenge to the news. In the
And talking
news.
about wheels, what I wasn't saying, Zwift has announced again another semi Uberdog racing wheels.
Yep. So yeah, there's a new wheel that is a basically a must buy. Um, so looking at there is a new oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. There we are. So the new NV SES 4.5 Pro wheels. So these are a real life wheel. They've developed with direct input from Pogachar. Um, the wheels had more than 25 victories before the Tour de France. And they're so in game though, and that's what we care about, not the real world. They are basically equal to the best climbing wheels. So that's the lightweight Millensteins, the Millies that you win at the top of the Zwift, the Roval Alpinist, and the Zip 353 NSW. It's within half a second. I think it's half a second slower than those across an hour up an Alp. So or and across an hour of climbing. And so that's really, really good. Um, Arrow, though, it is significantly faster than all those wheels. So that's kind of it has now replaced the Zip 454s as the one of the all-rounders on the scatter chart with the Tron bike versus top performers, and it is now one of the the curve of the fastest setups. It's now on the curve. So and yeah, it's on the curve even. Yeah, so it's definitely on the curve. Your best climbing setup, fully upgraded, is going to be an Athos and 4.5, and then an upgraded SL8 and 4.5 is probably your king all rounder setup.
Yeah, I was about to say
And
if
then
you have a
and
climber for
that's
it.
yeah. So that's really these are pretty probably equivalent performance to the DT Swiss 6.5s, the new DT Swiss non-disc wheels, but the DT Swiss ones are more aero and the NV ones are better climbers, but they're pretty, you're basically trading off equally climb time for aero time. So yeah, that's
As,
that's
as as the top commenter on the Zwift article says, basically those no wheels are basically that finish on a climb of a big separator climb. The new DT Swiss discs for completely flat courses, and the non-disc, the diecast 65s for everything, basically everything in between.
yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Anyway, sorry. I was just looking at the updated scatter chart. It does look like updating testing the the Tron is a little bit faster than the SL8 and disk if both are fully updated, so or upgraded. Obviously, it's a lot easier to upgrade the SL8 than the Tron. So anyway, interesting stuff. So yeah, another wheel. Basically, your wheels are going to come down now to this NV45, the DT Swiss 6.5, the DT Swiss 8.5 and disc, and yeah, those three, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, it's one more wheel set, but it's kind of still a wheel set per type of course. You had that with the bikes as well. Before you went with the 8 or the Tron for the mill and the Venge for previously for the climb need all rounder and the flat courses. So it's, it's been done before. It's
Yep. No, it's anyway, that's where we are now. So
but
um
I like it that there's a set of wheels that is very close to the actual full club climbing wheels, but there's also four stars in the arrow, which isn't too far of a actual arrow wheel. So yeah, it's a combination of both.
yeah. Okay. Continuing on in the news. Uh yeah, they announced the new Z Racing. It's a sponsorship with or a partnership with Envy related to the new wheels. So nice. Um, and there's something actually, it wasn't news to me, but I realize I don't think we ever talked about it on the Tron either. And Eric Schlange hadn't covered it on Zwift Insider until now. So there's a browser extension for ZwiftPower ZRS. So it lets you see racing score impacts a little bit better. So that's yeah, it's available. It is called, oh shoot, I closed it again. I think it's called ZwiftPower ZRS. And it is, I believe, linked in it is, yeah. So it is linked in the Zwift Insider article. And yeah,
Yeah.
it works pretty slick. So all it does is show you on your Zwift Power results page the change in Zwift racing score for each rider.
And to clarify, it's in the individual races. So you see it only the results. Basically, what it does is basically mimic what you would see on companion app, showing up the score after the race and what you did, how your ZRS moved based on it. So you don't see it on your overall results page, your history page. You don't see it there like a Velo does. So it's still on an individual race basis. You have to check like the companion app still your each individual race to track your ZRS, and only it will show up this plugin with races that have ZRS changes enabled. So if you do like HSRL or no, I would say ladder, but ladder doesn't show really the results in ZwiftPower, more in the live stats, but it doesn't show for races that don't affect ZRS, it won't show up there either. So, and like it said, it's the that plugin or that browser extension has been around. If you looked at the article, it's almost since it was first created mid February. A couple of us knew it. I think Sean Fogenberg first discovered it or communicated it, and I think I have it ever since. Not that it's very useful for me because I've done maybe the two ZRS set racing I did last month were the only ZRS affected races in a couple of months. So, but yeah, that's more of an issue with how ZRS is being implemented and being maintained. But yeah, that's another discussion. But yeah, for anybody that wants to track it, also on the individual races on ZwiftPower can have it there besides companion app.
Did we say
Okay.
HSRL does not affect your ZRS?
It
No.
doesn't. So
Okay.
that's where, and I think I've said quite openly, I don't think ZRS is finished. It does not do point races, and that's where, in game we don't do points races. Now, obviously, the data's there because we can pull it with sauce, but that's kind of the problem right now. There's not much we can do about it until they fix it. So if ZRS if it was taking points races into account and we could, well, then it would make sense to categorize off ZRS for HSRL. I think right now we've got so many riders only doing HSRL or, doing their almost exclusively points races and barely doing any ZRS impacting races that it's basically just your 5 minute power. It's everybody's basically just their seed score. So it doesn't add a lot of value right now, I don't think.
Yeah, that's
Or
interesting
if you
because I raced the Stampede last week. I
Yep.
did the Mountain Mash and I set a 5 minute power peak, but I don't think my ZRS number changed much. It might have changed one. I should go look it up now.
Yeah, so you might have already been above your new floor.
My new, yeah.
Yeah. So
that's
if you
what I
were
got.
already above your new, so it's this is one that a lot of people don't like about the current implementation of ZRS. If you set a new 5 minute power best, it sets your ZRS to the level that you would get from that power minus 15%. It only sets you to your floor.
Oh,
So there's an argument that if I set a new power best, my ZRS should go to the new estimated for that power best, and then if I'm not actually that good a racer, it should drift down from there. But
Wait,
yeah.
referencing Velo, that was Velo does, because if you set a 5 minute best power for a season or for a while, it will, as I noticed, it will increase your thing quite a bit. I think also to do with the compound score, but I think because I was on the low silver side, just stopped into silver, and because of that, one of those Z racing on Petite KOM, as it's probably my best 5 minute power or whatever. And I think I jumped like 100 velo points because it increased my compound score.
Nice.
That's what I like. That's what and I think that's yeah. Also, I would say velo, you would have that bigger bump because velo goes all the way up to above 2,000 points, where ZRS is only 1,000. But there you can have, if you set a 5 minute power, it will sometimes move you up like 50 to 100 velo points easily sometimes, and yeah, you don't see
Yeah.
that in ZRS.
Yeah, it is interesting
Even
because
if
there were only two of us in the race, so I thought, oh, the velo score is not going to change. But now that I look at my velo score, it did bump me up
Yep.
16 points. So
yeah,
Yeah.
that will still do. Yeah, velo is sometimes also, but I think it's the 1-to-1 one because sometimes somebody's predicted to win, he wins, and he still gets a bump
Yeah.
for a
yeah,
good
well, if you're
point.
going harder, right, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. So in velo, you'll get a small bump if you're
Yeah,
predicted to win and do because you were still better than everybody.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I think what's a sort of yeah, podium or win a bonus or something like that. See,
Yeah. So my last two wins, I think I was predicted to win both of them. No, I was predicted second in that one and second in that one. Sorry. No, never mind. Neither of those are neither of those are what I thought. So both of them I was predicted second, got first, and got 8.78 and 9.49 bump from either of them. Anyway,
yeah,
I gotta say, Velo seems really good.
yeah,
I've been, kind of dancing on the amethyst platinum border basically since the 1st of July. I'm finally back up over it again at 1304, but it's yeah, it seems pretty good. The people that are predicted are mostly winning, and the people that are not predicted to win and do win get a whole bunch of points in that first race. So seems to
yeah,
make sense.
yeah. And with ladder racing, it's not exact science, but you can see it. It's with the results. It's only 10 races or 8 races per race, but sometimes you see a couple of differences. But usually the the predicted result, although you can't see it beforehand because with how ladder works compared to other races, you can't see how your prediction is before the race because it only gets populated around race start. But after the race, if you see it, it's quite logical in a lot of sense. Yeah, sometimes there are people that are predicted to do well, don't do well, or reverse. But that's the race day conditions as well. So yeah, or the ladder race tactics. If you worked, you predicted maybe for uh, top three, but you decided to let a teammate rather go off the front and let him or her win, and or do your work for the team because like me, I'm a climber, but with some power. But if it ends up in a flat sprint, so you might want to, yeah, sacrifice your own chances to chase potential attacks from the other team to get your sprinter to the finish to let his thing. But yeah, yeah, yeah. I think Velo, but yeah, like Sean said, Velo, yes, now three couple of years of experience, and the model
Yeah.
seems to work to work everything that's it's or it's still tied to ZwiftPower semi
Yeah.
slash because
So
ladder racing still gets scored up in even though the results aren't really shown on ZwiftPower, but it's still figured out the results based.
yeah.
Yeah, the only thing it can't do is points a couple of types of races and the points races on ZRL because that's WTRL logic on their website. So since it pulls the data from ZwiftPower and there the results aren't shown the points results. So but yeah, for the rest, everything except TTs and chase races and one other type of race, it pretty much Velo can take anything in consideration.
Yep. No, and I mean, should anything else happen, as long as Tim can get the data from Zwift or ZwiftPower, he should be able to handle it. Because as long as there's a ranking at the end of it, he should be able to an individual ranking that makes sense. Like obviously, team time trial doesn't make sense
Mm.
to award a velo score, so they don't. Anyway, I'm just gonna very briefly say this brings up one of my pet peeves, I guess, about ZRL, that the effort that was put into creating the ZRL scoring system could have gone into a ZwiftPower bulk edit system, and
Yeah,
then they could just do the scores in ZwiftPower, and everybody would be happy, and Tim could get the scores for Velo. But yeah, anyway, moving on because I've yelled about
yeah.
that enough
It's a
on
bit,
this
but
podcast.
we're beating a dead horse with Velo is currently better than the rest. But that's I was about to say that isn't saying much, but
It's not. Like I say, I still consider ZRS incomplete.
yeah,
So they haven't done much on it in a while, but I still consider it incomplete. So hopefully they do a little bit of work in the next couple of months, and we'll see something new. Further on in the news. I guess I don't think we talked about this in addition to the route of the week that you can complete to get bonus XP, beneficial for anyone trying to level up to unlock the fancy new wheels or whatever. You now also have a workout of the week that gives you bonus XP and a climb of the week that gives you both bonus XP and also I found out last night when I did the climb of the week, which was the Col de Tourmalet, which was interesting and fun. There's a pretty good drops bonus as well. So anyway, that's a new strategy for people to use if they're trying to level up and or get drops. And
So you get drops at the end when you complete it? Is
yeah,
that the way that
when you
works?
complete it, there was a bulk drops bonus. Yeah.
Oh, I've
I
not seen
can't
that
remember
before.
exactly what it was, and I wasn't recording, so I'm not sure, but it
Yeah,
seemed to be, significant.
nice.
I'm also not sure because I upgraded my Athos during that climb, so I,
Mm,
I lost track of my drops. So that was my level 2 upgrade of the Athos. I think if I start
nice.
doing this climb of the week every week, that'll go quicker.
well, if you do next week's HSRL, you have another 1,000
Oh, I'm definitely doing that.
benefit.
No question, I'm doing that. Like I said, I need that score in order to drop my 11th place. So I hope I can do better than 11th in that race, and we'll see.
Yeah, I got to
Just
be able
find
to
a
do better
very
than I did today.
just find a very quiet time slot. Might be quieter as usual since the Alp, but
I don't know. I think I am starting to get a little bit, I am starting to get more fit. When when my BMX race was canceled and there isn't really another one this year, I might try something next weekend, but it looks like I'm probably not going to. Um, yeah, I've basically shifted off of the BMX training, which is really the reason that I was kind of sitting here because the basic maintenance endurance training I've been doing kind of leaves me at the top of C, and I have to
Mm.
do something a little bit more targeted to go above that. So, anyway, that's that. So, yeah, I can probably try and pace for something close to an hour, I think, next week. And
Yep.
I think
Good luck.
that's reasonable for me. But yeah, anyway, we'll find out.
according to my update around my updated FTP, it should be around that because my FTP is around 3 watts per kilo, so that would take if I can sustain that for an hour, which I
Yeah.
probably can. Don't know if I can. That would put me around because it says if you can do around 3 watts average, you're close to the hour on the Alp.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I was basically 3.3 the last time I got a bump, and that would have been on the Innsbruck climb. So that was, yeah, so that was from, yeah, an FTP bump to 276 from 24 minutes at 286. So
Yeah, for me the
I
problem
don't
is
think I can handle 275, but I'm pretty sure I can go over 250
yeah
for an hour.
problem for me with my bumps in on intervals. It's usually based on 6 to 8 minute efforts, which also give you from that it improves your EFTP, but yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, so this
still
one
have to see
was,
what it takes for longer efforts.
yeah. So my last bump was from a 24-minute effort, so
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's reasonable.
yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. Think I think I can target an hour Alp and for next week. I think that's aggressive but reasonable.
Yeah, would be I would say quote unquote would be fun to do like I said on the pre-show. Don't think I have done uh, even the Alp in a year plus, maybe a year and a half, and that was just I think an event probably, and think a banded event. So it would be fun to see with an HSRL race with different categories. We will like since it's for most people an hour plus climate will probably more be a race against yourself than anybody else, but still have maybe some people around you to eventually race against if they're within a minute or 2 minutes around you. Because I think we discussed it on the previous podcast. People you can lose a lot of times in the if you're cracking because that's a
Oh,
long effort.
the time gaps are huge. It is
Yeah,
purely, there's no drafting. It's purely watts
yeah,
per kilogram over an hour.
Mhm.
Very few people are really going to be in a super close race
yeah.
in the last third of that climb. It's gonna be decided. You just need, so it's going to be decided as long as you can keep it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you crack, and that's why if there's somebody, if a couple of minutes ahead of you, it might be worth keeping working because they might crack and come back towards you. And as long as you're still working, you might be able to overtake them. And the same thing, somebody behind you, if you crack, it's surprising how big a time gap can reverse very quickly on a long climb like that. So
Yeah, I've got to take a
anyway,
power drop off from 20 to 60 minutes.
well, I mean, most of us do because we barely ever, if you're looking at the
We
last
barely
30
race 60.
days or
Yeah.
whatever, because we
Yeah.
don't do 60-minute races very often, or not
No.
60-minute climbs very often.
It
Yeah.
will probably, for me, will the drop up will probably 20 to 30 to 35 minutes probably still be a little bit drop off, but comparative because if you have a hard race, you probably get into that 30, 35 minute effort. So you're close to your 20 minutes power of that race. And then after, yeah, not many people have, yeah, 40 to 45 minutes race at full power. So yeah, there's usually the drop off. Yeah.
Plus a couple minutes from the pens, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it's 5 kilometers from the pens to the start of the climb, I think, something like that.
mm.
So it's yeah,
Yeah, but
give
I,
give or take eight and eight 7 8 minutes maybe
yeah.
something like that because it's
So
downhillish.
normally that goes really fast because you're in a group going downhill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, and there's always somebody that feels like they need to push the pace down it, and then you all
Mhm.
just draft them.
Just
So yeah, it's so hard to actually break away down that yeah, it's because people talk about, oh, can I do a bike swap? And almost always no. So anyway, it's just so in an individual time trial, it can be worth it, but almost never in a group race just because of the draft.
yeah. That'll be interesting. As I said, I've never raced it, so that'll be a new experience. And I can certainly do better than I did today, assuming there's
Well, I
a
think you can
normal
probably
number
do
of
better than
people.
you did today, tonight, or
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Uh,
Maybe
so
Sunday. Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, that's yeah, you had a rough go there.
Yeah.
well, as I was talking with I think last week or week before with Ali, ladder teammate, I'm doing the Road to Sky HSRL, but that's definitely going to be on my Saturday or Sunday. I'm not doing that at 8 p.m. on a Friday evening.
Yeah.
Uh,
You got to have priorities.
yeah. Oh, what did I do? Yeah, last night it was 9:48 p.m. I started Col de Tourmalet.
Wow. That's a commitment.
You're,
That is a commitment.
Well, I even said like I don't know if I'm gonna finish this, and but I did. So
Good on you.
yeah, no, and I mean that was pretty good. It came out as 75% intensity. So
I really enjoy those climbs. I haven't done the Tourmalet one, but I was
yeah,
just doing a half hour. I thought I'd just do a half hour ride yesterday, and I, said, "Oh, do you want to?" I came to the turnoff, and I was like, "Oh, what is the climb? Oh, that sounds interesting."
yeah,
But I didn't really have enough time to do it at full normal grade, so I just clicked down to 50%, and that was perfect. That was exactly what I needed. So I was really happy to have the option to do that.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, Tourmalet at 100% was, yeah, a
Yeah,
lot.
that was a lot.
Um,
Then you do your bike swap at the top and then just come down.
I did actually.
Yeah, that's always good. Feel like you're getting something for all that effort.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that was fun. Um, Anybody got anything else they want to discuss? I guess.
Don't think so.
Sounds
I
good.
think we previewed next week's HRL a bit already since
Yeah, no, we're all over it. So yeah, have fun, get out there and do Hell of the North. Um, Stick around and do Road to Sky for HSRL next week, and yeah, get after it. So everybody, have fun racing this weekend. Thank you to John Keenan. Thank you to Steph Etienne, and thank you all for listening. Moo and good night.